Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, back to do my 31 Days of Horror in October, Day 18. And of course, this is going to be about Last Nightmare. This is the series that I've been doing with my very good friend Nick, the last Shoegazer, and where we do a two-part video. The first part is mine, consisting of all the facts and figures, and little fun stuff. And his part is, of course, the plot synopsis and our overall take and rating on the film. Today we have a doozy for you. Attack of the Crab Monsters. Now, Attack of the Crab Monsters is a 1957 film which runs approximately 62 minutes and is directed by director extraordinaire Roger Corman. Also produces a lot of horror sci-fi movies. This is a typical science, technology, all that kind of stuff run amok. And giant creatures and all that kind of stuff. But boy, is it fun. Nick and I had a blast with this one. Basically, what we do while we're watching the film is we message back and forth, and we had a fun time with this one. Just cracking jokes and just having a overall really, really good time. Roger Corman, of course, is responsible for numerous films. As far as from the directing side, he's directed one of my favorite actors of all time, Vincent Price, in The Tomb of Lagia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The Haunted Palace, of course, Tales of Terror, and actually my first viewing of something that he touched. It's kind of interesting. My aunt, every 4th of July, would have a 4th of July party, and of course she had a pool. So we would all go swimming. And it would be all the aunts and uncles and cousins and everything that would come over and have a barbecue and swim in the pool, which was, one of the funnest things when I was a kid. I always looked forward to it. When we went inside, they had cable, of course. For some reason, in my area where I grew up, I actually didn't have cable. I don't think they got it there until around 1991 or 92, maybe even later. It was well after we moved. But going over to my aunt's and my cousin's house was always a way to watch cable because, like I said, I didn't have it. So my cousins and I actually turned on the television and was watching Death Race 2000. Of course, I was quite young at the time, probably 10 or 11 years old, and a bunch of my cousins were sitting around watching it, really enjoying ourselves. And it was the part where they started loading up the elderly people on the road to basically make a sacrifice in order to get points for the racers. And my aunts happened to walk in at the time and said, can't have that. So, yeah, that was my first brush with Roger Corman. But getting back to the original movie, Attack of the Crab Monsters, of course, was directed by Roger Corman, and the three main characters are Richard Garland, who plays Dale Brewer, Pamela Duncan, who plays Martha Heaver, and Russell Johnson, who plays Hank Chapman. Now, Russell Johnson, of course, passed away January the 16th, 2014, at the age of 89. Why am I focusing on him? Well, Hank Johnson was the professor on Gilligan's Island. So he was trapped on an island some years later. The budget for this film is $70,000, which probably at the time was quite a big budget, but, Roger Corman's pretty much known for making low-budget horror movies and science fiction films. So, 70,000 back then was kind of like a mediocre, I guess, budget, I would imagine. But, let's see. Ed Nelson played the crab monster, while Beach Dickerson operated the monster's claws. This is a fun movie. It's just goofy fun. Um, as long as you don't take it too seriously, it's definitely one I do recommend. Next week, Nick and I are going to be doing a special about Last Nightmare. Hopefully, he'll be getting his daughter involved. We're going to watch Mad Monster Party. I did talk to him, and I believe next month we're going to be doing War of the Satellites and Not of This Earth. So we're going to finish up the 10. For some reason, we both have the same 10. I got mine at Ollie's. I can't remember where he got his. It might have been the same place. But just a little comment on this. This was done by Shout Factory, and I actually didn't know that when I bought it. I just looked and I saw that it had 3 Roger Corman films. It was a 10, so I just kind of picked it up. It was fairly cheap anyway. But the transfer for Attack of the Crab Monsters is pretty darn good for the age of the movie. So, don't know if this is still available or if it's out of print, but you might want to pick it up. It's a lot of fun. And some of my other fellow YouTubers who are doing the 31 are You and Your Horror Movies, Last Venom 76, Jen's Reviews from the Grave, Lisa Loves, Dave Maggot, Random Horror, TheHORROman, Horror Fan 34. Now, Movie Review Time still has a channel, but he has since deleted all of his other stuff and kind of made something new. So give him a check. Check out his channel. He's a really nice guy. Andrew's Crypt is doing 31 days of recommendations in October, which is really cool. Bronco Juggalo is doing 31 random videos. Retro Horror and Celluloid Terror are doing the 100 movie challenge. And 3 from the Grave, featuring Lisa Loves, Strange Monkey, and Movie Massacre. And don't forget to tune in to About Last Nightmare Part 2 with the last Shoegazer, where he's going to do our plot synopsis and our overall rating on the film. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button. And until next time, peace.